You're my best pal.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best video games of 2021.
Let's rivet to the ultimate test! I will see there!
For this list, we'll be looking at the greatest games released this year. Let us know in the comments what your personal pick for a Game of the Year is. Number 10, It Takes Two. This downright charming 3D platformer came out right at the beginning of the year, but we haven't forgotten about it. The next co-op adventure from Hazelight Studios, the brains behind 2018's A Way Out, It Takes Two follows the troubled marriage of May and Cody. They're turned into tiny magical dolls after their daughter performs a spell with the intention of making them get back together. Will Cody and May resolve their differences and rescue their marriage, or will they ultimately go their separate ways? Well, you'll have to play it to find out, in a game that turns the most innocuous household objects, like a vacuum cleaner, into monstrous, all-encompassing boss battles.
This vacuum is insane!
Number 9, New Pokemon Snap. Many will have fond memories of the original Pokemon Snap way back in 1999. And finally, Nintendo decided to follow up this popular classic with an updated entry for the Switch. You'll be visiting the Lental region with your trusty camera, aiming to photograph as many Pokemon as possible. Much like the original, it was a rare glimpse into the lives of Pokemon in the wild, getting to see them do what they do outside of a Pokeball or a battle sequence. And of course, there were 20 years of new Pokemon that weren't in the original to take pictures of this time. Number 8, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart.
Is he a pirate in your dimension too?
No, he's a hero.
A tour de force for the power of the PS5, Rift Apart lost no time getting to its core gimmick, those dimension-hopping, instantly loading rifts that pop up for the entire duration of the game. Seamless gameplay like this would have been impossible until the SSDs of the current console generation, and Insomniac absolutely took advantage of the tech to give us one of the first true PS5 games. It also introduced us to Rivet, a new main character voiced by the always awesome Jennifer Hale, and a Lombax at that. Beyond the technical prowess of Rift Apart, it was an action-packed adventure game you can rely on for bombastic set pieces and wacky weapons. Number 7, Hitman 3.
I'm sure there must be floor plans somewhere.
Understood.
We need absolute focus on this one.
The Hitman reboot has consistently been solid, but the third and final game in this series is the best yet. With the most in-depth and complex assassination stages to date, it was able to bring more than a few unique levels to the franchise. Chief among them is the Berlin stage, where Agent 47 has to take down numerous would-be assassins in a disused factory turned nightclub, as well as the murder mystery set in a stately home in rural England. Not to mention, we finally got the answers we've been looking for in regards to the plot. Who hired 47? And what did they seek to gain by putting out so many hits?
See you around, 47.
No, you won't.
Number 6, Psychonauts 2.
You handle this one. I'll find a way out.
After a long hiatus, the sequel to this 2005 cult classic was finally released to the resounding acclaim. Though it still carries the baggage of its collectathon predecessor, not to mention platforming controls that don't always deliver, everything else about Psychonauts 2 makes it shine. It continues the story and expands upon the lore in every way fans would want. Not to mention bringing back the zany visual design Tim Schafer has become known for. You'll go through a psychedelic 1960s themed brain to bring a band back together. You'll complete in a giant cook-off to please some all-powerful animal puppets, and you'll descend into the mind of a royal heir in hiding. You can't help but have a good time.
Please don't hold your feelings for Norma against me.
Number 5, Monster Hunter Rise. It's rare to see a graphically stunning Nintendo Switch game that doesn't come directly from Nintendo, but Monster Hunter Rise is that and more. All the Monster Hunter gameplay we've grown to expect was transplanted onto the Switch this year in what might have been one of the best in the entire franchise. Endless fun hunts await you in this game, made even better by the wire bug, which adds a fast and fluid traversal mechanic that really helps to make Rise stand on its own 2 feet. You've got more monsters, more menus, and more resources to gather, all in a much more accessible package than ever before. New players are joining the hunt every day.
That's one. Ha, easy peasy.
Number 4, Deathloop. It's been an interesting few years for roguelikes, without a doubt, and Deathloop was a great addition to the genre. Though it's definitely more forgiving than its contemporaries, Deathloop still rewards your time and effort with a slew of perfectly executed assassination missions. The premise is this: you're playing as Colt, the former head of security on the island of Blackreef, which is trapped in a time loop at the behest of its 8 visionary leaders. Everybody experiences the time loop, and everybody except Colt wants to preserve it, because it's making them, essentially, immortal. Throw in the likes of Juliana, one of the best villains of recent memory, and you've got a grand old time in the making, for those with itchy trigger fingers as well as lovers of stealth.
Well, that was...
You see that?
Number 3, Froza Horizon 5.
Follow that car!
Microsoft's flagship racing franchise finally debuted on Xbox Series S and X in 2021, and of course, it's on last gen and PC as well. Yet again, the series has become a landmark standard for graphical fidelity, boasting some of the best graphics at a rock-solid 60 frames per second on performance mode. This time we're in sun-soaked Mexico, with more cars to unlock than ever before, cruising through biomes ranging from the depths of the jungle to the desert plains. As it's in the more arcadey Horizon sub-series, it's widely accessible and fun for people of all skill levels. Whether you're a die-hard motorhead who wants to collect every single car, or you're a casual thrill-seeker wanting a good time, Forza Horizon 5 delivers. Number 2, Metroid Dread. We still don't know when we're getting Metroid Prime 4, but Metroid Dread will definitely tide us over until it eventually rears its head. It was an incredible return to form from this franchise, a brand new side-scrolling Metroid game with a fresh take on the classic gameplay we've spent decades coming to know and love. It certainly isn't for the faint of heart, with many satisfyingly difficult bosses that will truly make you feel like an S-class bounty hunter after bringing them down. Samus finally takes the lead in a flagship Nintendo Switch game, and we really can't believe it took them this long. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Knockout City, a solid multiplayer title that's fun for all ages. Returnal, the PS5's first big exclusive of the year, brought roguelikes into next gen. WarioWare Get It Together. Nintendo's back again with an outstanding party game.
Cover it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Resident Evil Village. The latest and greatest entry in Capcom's long-running and decorated franchise, Resident Evil Village was somehow even better than everybody thought it would be. It marked a slight return to the more action-orientated games of Days Gone, but certainly didn't skimp on the horror. Featuring a roster of extremely memorable villains, you know exactly who we're talking about, modelled on famous foes from horror history. Every stage is totally different. Village reinvents itself every few hours with each new member of Mother Miranda's inner circle you come across. With outstanding gameplay, tense chases, and opulent graphics that would make Naughty Dog blush, Resident Evil is undoubtedly our favourite game of the year.
Give the mortal to me, and I will ensure he is ready.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.